Linga Purana, a remarkable and symbolic encounter between Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu, sets the stage for one of Hinduism's profound theological revelations. The passages present vivid descriptions of this encounter. Initially, Brahma and Vishnu meet for the first time, both intrigued and questioning each other's identity and origin. Their dialogue reflects a moment of curiosity and divine inquiry as they seek to understand the nature of each other's existence. However, their attention is soon diverted to a third enigmatic figure that commands their awe and reverence. This figure, described by Brahma in lines 59-62, is overwhelming in appearance and presence. He is portrayed as incomprehensible, with a huge face and curved fangs, 10 arms holding a trident and disheveled hair. His all-around eyes suggest an omniscient being, a lord of the universe with a deformed body with huge penis lifted up and girdled by munja grass, a sacred fiber often associated with asceticism and power. His roaring, terrifying intensity adds to his divine and formidable persona. Brahma, overwhelmed by this sight, turns to Vishnu for an explanation. Vishnu identifies this magnificent figure as none other than Lord Shiva, as described in lines 63-66. Shiva is depicted wading through the ocean with tremendous speed, so much so that his movements cause masses of water to rise and shake the lotus emerging from Vishnu's navel. This imagery, rich in symbolism, emphasizes Shiva's power to influence creation itself. His movement causes ripples not only in the ocean, but in the very fabric of the universe. Vishnu then recites a hymn to Lord Shiva. He says, "Obeisance to you, O deity of holy rites, of infinite splendor, the overlord of the field, the sower of the seed, the trident bearer, of excellent penis deserving worship, the staff holder, and of dry and arid semen." Here both Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu refer to Lord Shiva's penis as a power of creation and worth worshipful. This encounter reflects the interconnectedness of the Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, and emphasizes Shiva's unparalleled role in the cosmic cycle. It is a powerful narrative about unity, humility, and the recognition of supreme divinity. In Enki's own words, the account of Adapa and Titi stands as a monumental turning point in the chronicles of the Annunnaki's endeavors on Earth. The birth of Adapa was not merely an achievement, but a profound surprise, even to Enki, who had dedicated millennia of meticulous research to this moment. It marked the culmination of untold generations of experimentation and refinement, driven by the ambition to bridge the genetic divide between the Anunnaki and the primitive species inhabiting Earth. For thousands of years, Enki and his medical team worked tirelessly, combining their advanced knowledge of genetics with Earth's natural evolutionary processes. The objective was clear but daunting: to create a being that could inherit the Annunnaki's intellect while adapting seamlessly to Earth's conditions. The eventual success of this project was embodied in Adapa, the first primate capable of speech, reasoning, and understanding, a being that stood apart from all others in its capacity to comprehend and articulate thought. Adapa's creation was a pivotal moment for the Anunnaki, as it demonstrated that their genetic blueprint could merge with Earth's life forms, yielding a hybrid of unparalleled potential. With Adapa's birth, the Annunnaki's long-held vision of shaping Earth's evolutionary trajectory into a reflection of their own aspirations had come to fruition. Alongside Adapa was Titi, another remarkable creation, heralding the dawn of a new lineage. Enki viewed Adapa not just as a scientific triumph, but as a testament to the transformative power of ingenuity and persistence. Adapa's ability to communicate and reason signified more than survival. It was the foundation for culture, society, and the complex tapestry of human civilization that would follow. Adapa and Titi were unlike any other children in the wild. While their physical growth was slower than the native beings of Earth, their intellect developed at a remarkable pace. They displayed a unique capacity for understanding, reasoning, and speech, traits that set them apart from all other primates. Endowed with the Annunnaki's genetic gift of intelligence, they were the first of their kind, bridging the gap between their creators and the natural world. Enki was overjoyed by the success of his endeavor, recognizing the extraordinary potential within Adapa. He took the boy under his care, nurturing his mind and guiding him in the ways of wisdom and knowledge. Meanwhile, Enki's wife, Demvelnuna, also known as Ninki, took Titi, the female child, into her care. With maternal devotion, she raised both children as her own, instilling in them the principles of compassion and nurturing. In this act, Enki became the first true mother of humanity, establishing the bond of love and care that would define the human experience for generations. Adapa and Titi, shaped by the guidance of Enki and Ninki, represented the dawn of a new era, destined to lay the foundation of human civilization. Enki was astonished by the speed at which Adapa grasped the lessons he taught. Adapa quickly learned basic number counting, the care and domestication of animals, and the essential skill of record-keeping. Each passing day confirmed to Enki that Adapa was no ordinary being. He was the culmination of the Annunnaki's grand experiment. Enki confided in his loyal assistant, Isamud, expressing a mixture of pride and awe. "I have brought forth the first civilized man," he said, recognizing the monumental significance of this achievement. Eager to share the breakthrough, Enki invited his brother, Enlil, to Eridu to witness Adapa firsthand. Enlil was initially taken aback, both by Adapa's intelligence and the implications of his creation. However, he eventually acknowledged that this remarkable advancement was a natural outcome of Annunnaki's progressive experimentation on Earth. Enki explained to Enlil that humanity's emergence opened new possibilities. A slave race could now be cultivated to serve the Anunnaki, easing their burdens and ensuring their needs were met. Enki proposed a bold next step, bringing grains from Nibiru and introducing sheep to Earth to teach Adapa the arts of farming and animal husbandry. Enlil saw the potential but insisted the matter be presented to their father, An, the king of Nibiru. Only An could approve such a consequential decision, for it would define the future of Earth and Annunnaki's role in shaping its destiny. Enki, marveling at his creation, confided in Isamud, "See, a new kind of earthling from my seed has been created, in my image and after my likeness." These words, inscribed on ancient Sumerian tablets, bear a striking resemblance to the biblical verse in Genesis 1:26, which declares, "And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness." The connection has long fueled speculation that the divine figures referenced in the Bible may have roots in Sumerian lore. The mention of the word us in Genesis likely refers to a collective of deities, as was customary in polytheistic traditions like the Sumerians, where multiple gods played active roles in creation and governance. The figure of Enki, known for his wisdom and scientific prowess, is central to this narrative. However, it would be a misinterpretation to equate Enki directly with Yahweh, the singular deity of the Hebrew Bible. Instead, the Bible appears to consolidate numerous Sumerian personalities into the monotheistic framework of one God. Yahweh embodies traits and deeds attributed to various Sumerian gods, including Enki, Enlil, and others. This synthesis reflects the cultural and theological evolution from Sumerian polytheism to the monotheistic traditions that emerged in later civilizations. Enlil and Enki composed a message to their home planet Nibiru, announcing the extraordinary creation of a new species, a civilized man. They described this being, Adapa, as capable of understanding language, speaking fluently, and even reading and writing. This was no ordinary earthling, but a remarkable hybrid, one that embodied both the Annunnaki's intelligence and the adaptability of Earth's native beings. When King Anu received this astonishing message, he was deeply surprised and skeptical. The idea that the mixing of essences, or DNA, from two vastly different species could result in an entirely new and intelligent being seemed improbable. He questioned whether the implications of this development had been fully understood or accounted for. Something about this breakthrough felt unprecedented, even unsettling, and Anu was determined to investigate further. Intrigued and cautious, Anu consulted with his own scientists, seeking their insights into this extraordinary event. To truly grasp the nature of this new phenomenon, he made a momentous decision. Adapa must be brought to Nibiru for direct examination. The king's decree signaled a pivotal moment, as Adapa, the first of his kind, was summoned to stand before the rulers of his creator's world. As Adapa and Titi matured into adulthood, their union bore fruit in the form of twin sons. They named the boys Cain and Abael. These remarkable children, representing the second generation of Earth-civilized beings, captivated the entire Anunnaki community. Word of their birth and uniqueness spread quickly, drawing Anunnaki from across the planet to Eridu to witness this new chapter in human evolution. Even the Ajigi astronauts stationed on Mars made their way to Earth, eager to observe these unprecedented beings. The twins' presence sparked fascination and admiration among the Anunnaki, particularly the younger generation. Ninurta, the son of Enlil, became deeply fond of Cain, taking him under his wing as a favored student. Similarly, Marduk, the son of Enki, grew attached to Abael, mentoring him closely. This bond between the Anunnaki and the children of Adapa marked the beginning of a unique relationship between gods and men, a dynamic of guidance, mentorship, and influence. Cain and Abael symbolize the fusion of Anunnaki's intellect and Earth's potential, a testament to Enki's groundbreaking vision. Their upbringing under the tutelage of Anunnaki leaders heralded the dawn of a collaborative and complex relationship that would shape the course of human history. When King Anu, also known as Brahma, sent his order for Adapa to be brought to Nibiru, the Anunnaki on Earth were thrown into shock and turmoil. Enlil was particularly unsettled by the decree. Pacing with a stern expression, he declared, "Who would have thought this could come to pass? That an earthling, one of our creations, would venture into the heavens and set foot on Nibiru. There he would drink the waters of long life, eat the food of long life, and become immortal like us Anunnaki." For Enlil, this possibility was unacceptable. "They are beings we engineered to serve our needs," he said firmly. "They cannot be allowed to rise to our level, to become our equals in eternity." To his surprise, Enki, despite his pride in Adapa, agreed. Enki admitted he had not foreseen such a dilemma, and concurred that Adapa should neither venture into space nor be exposed to the elements of Nibiru that could grant him immortality. The lines etched in ancient Sumerian tablets reveal a profound truth. Humanity shares essential genetic material with the Anunnaki. However, these genes appear to have been deliberately modified or suppressed, creating a biological limitation. The tablets suggest that exposure to Nibiru's unique environment, the waters and food infused with longevity, could activate these dormant genes, restoring them to their original state. This would effectively make humans equal to the Anunnaki in physical and perhaps intellectual capacity. This revelation points to humanity's potential, hidden within its genetic code, and the deliberate choices made by the Anunnaki to maintain their superiority. The fear of losing their unique stature among living beings drove their resolve to prevent Adapa from accessing immortality and equality with his creators. We're going to take a quick but essential detour so that we can understand what exactly was Enlil's fears and Enki's reassurance to his brother on this matter. Soon after ascending the throne of Macedonia, following the assassination of his father, Philip II, Alexander the Great, at just 20 years old, sought counsel from the Oracle of Delphi in Greece. Renowned for its prophetic insights, the oracle delivered shocking revelations that foretold Alexander's unparalleled fame and conquests, but warned of a tragically short life. This prophecy unsettled Alexander and fueled his belief in whispers circulating in the Macedonian court. These rumors suggested that Philip II was not his biological father. Instead, they claimed Alexander was the son of Nectanebus, an exiled Egyptian pharaoh and reputed master magician who had allegedly seduced Olympias, Alexander's mother, during a clandestine visit to the Macedonian court. Legends surrounding Nectanebus added further intrigue. He was believed to be no ordinary man, but the earthly guise of the Egyptian god Amun, revered as a creator deity. Amun, disguised as Nectanebus, supposedly fathered Alexander to fulfill a divine plan, destining him to become the world's greatest conqueror. However, tracing these legends even deeper into antiquity reveals parallels with Sumerian lore. Amun, the Egyptian god, shares striking similarities with Marduk, the chief deity of ancient Sumer, known for his cunning and ambition to assert dominion. This connection suggests that Alexander's lineage may have been mythologized to link him to ancient divine figures like Amun or Marduk, bolstering his image as a ruler chosen by the gods to reshape the world. In 332 BC, Alexander the Great, having conquered Egypt and claimed the land for his burgeoning empire, sought a spiritual and divine confirmation of his status. Paying homage to the Egyptian gods and priests, he turned his attention to the remote oasis of Siwa in the western desert. This oasis, home to the famed oracle of Ammon, was considered a sacred site where the god Ammon was believed to offer divine guidance. Accompanied by historians and advisors, Alexander embarked on a journey that would intertwine mythology and history, culminating in a profound revelation. Upon arriving at Siwa, the oracle of Ammon confirmed what rumors had long suggested: Alexander's divine lineage. The Egyptian priests declared him the son of a god, claiming his father was not Philip II of Macedonia, but the deity Ammon himself. This proclamation elevated Alexander to the status of a divine pharaoh in the eyes of the Egyptian people. Rather than bask in the promise of immortality through death and an afterlife, Alexander, ever the seeker, set his sights on achieving eternal life in the present world. Driven by the prophecies of the Delphic oracle and the belief in his divine heritage, Alexander embarked on a quest to find the fabled waters of life. This quest took him through the mysterious terrains of the Sinai Peninsula, where subterranean places filled with magic and celestial beings became a testament to his courage and determination. Guided by a winged man, he eventually journeyed to Babylon. His path was fraught with mystical encounters and revelations, each step deepening his resolve to achieve what no mortal had before: immortality in the flesh. But the Delphic oracle's prophecy loomed heavily. Alexander would die young, albeit renowned. In his relentless pursuit of immortality, Alexander left behind his troops and ventured alone into the land of darkness. His destination was a mountain called Mushas, described in legends as a mystical peak shrouded in mystery. At the desert's edge, he dismissed his few trusted companions and walked alone for 12 days and 12 nights, following a straight path that was neither high nor low, marked by neither walls nor boundaries. At the end of his journey, he encountered a radiance that transformed into a flaming fire. Realizing he had reached the mountain from which the whole world is surrounded, Alexander stood before an angel, the divine guardian of the mysteries he sought. The angel, speaking from the flames, questioned Alexander's presence in this sacred place, marveling at how a mortal had penetrated such darkness, an achievement no other human had managed. Alexander, unwavering, explained that God himself had guided him to this paradise. However, the angel revealed a sobering truth. The waters of life were elsewhere, hidden beyond his reach. "Whosoever drinketh therefrom, if it be but a single drop, shall never die," the angel proclaimed, leaving Alexander yearning for what seemed impossible. Determined not to abandon his quest, Alexander sought the guidance of a savant, a man with knowledge of the secrets of the waters of life. Together, they embarked on a journey filled with magical and miraculous adventures. Along the way, the savant carried with him a dried, dead fish as a tool to confirm the authenticity of the waters they sought. At last, they reached a subterranean fountain where the guide tested the waters. To Alexander's astonishment, the fish came back to life. While Alexander slept, the guide secretly immersed himself in the waters, thereby becoming El Keter, a figure of Arab legend known as the Evergreen, or the one who is forever young. Fate dealt Alexander a cruel hand. The immortal conqueror who sought to cheat death was himself cheated by a mere servant who stole the gift of eternal life for himself. For Alexander, the quest for immortality ended in bitter irony. His name and deeds would live on in history, but the man who sought to transcend mortality was ultimately bound to the same fate as all others, fulfilling the prophecy of a short but glorious life. Around 2,500 years before Alexander the Great, another legendary king, Gilgamesh of Uruk, embarked on a perilous quest to achieve immortality. After the death of his close companion Enkidu, Gilgamesh was consumed by grief and fear of his own mortality. He sought the secret to eternal life, a journey that led him to Mount Mashu, a sacred and inaccessible place guarded by otherworldly beings. At the entrance to Mount Mashu, Gilgamesh encountered two rocket men, described as fearsome sentinels. Their weapons emitted a deadly spotlight capable of annihilating intruders. However, as the beam scanned Gilgamesh, the rocket men realized that he was no ordinary mortal. His body bore the flesh of the gods, a mark of his semi-divine heritage. Acknowledging his divine essence, they opened the gates of the mountain, a threshold no mortal had ever crossed. Entering Mount Mashu, Gilgamesh ventured through a subterranean and impenetrable darkness, navigating a path devoid of light or landmarks. This journey tested his resolve as the oppressive blackness seemed endless. Finally, he emerged into a mysterious realm where he encountered Utnapishtim, the immortal figure he had been searching for. Utnapishtim, known in Sumerian lore, was none other than Noah, the hero of the Great Flood. Noah and his wife had been granted eternal life by the gods, specifically Lord Enlil, as a reward for preserving life during the catastrophic deluge. Utnapishtim explained to Gilgamesh that immortality was a rare gift bestowed only by divine decree and not achievable by mortals. However, Utnapishtim shared a secret with Gilgamesh, the existence of a miraculous plant that could rejuvenate the body and grant eternal youth. Driven by hope, Gilgamesh discovered the plant in the depths of the ocean. Overcome with exhaustion from his arduous quest, he fell asleep, leaving the plant unguarded. A cunning snake stole the plant, consuming it and shedding its skin, a symbol of renewal and immortality lost. Defeated but wiser, Gilgamesh returned to Uruk, empty-handed but with a deeper understanding of life's impermanence. He ruled his kingdom justly, leaving a legacy of wisdom and heroism. Ultimately, he died as a mortal, his dreams of immortality unfulfilled but his name immortalized in history and myth. The search for immortality by both Gilgamesh and Alexander the Great reveals striking similarities, suggesting their quests were not mere myths, but rooted in historical events and shared human aspirations. At the core of both stories lies the elusive elixir or water of life, a substance capable of granting eternal life to mortals. This life-giving essence was concealed in inaccessible, sacred places, fiercely guarded by celestial beings often described as angels or divine sentinels. Sumerian tablets provide a fascinating backdrop to these tales, offering insights into the Anunnaki gods and their struggles on Earth. According to these ancient records, the Anunnaki faced significant exhaustion from their endeavors on Earth, and no terrestrial nourishment could restore their vitality. To address this, they imported sustenance, including life-enhancing water and medicinal herbs, from their home planet, Nibiru. This special nourishment was essential for their survival, as their DNA, formed in Nibiru's unique environment, could only function optimally when exposed to the same elements. To protect their life-sustaining resources, the Anunnaki hid these elixirs from humanity, ensuring they remained exclusively for divine use. This secrecy set the stage for the quests of Gilgamesh and Alexander, who sought these hidden treasures, only to discover the profound barriers guarding them. A deeper connection between humans and the Anunnaki is evident in modern genetics. The so-called junk DNA in human cells is theorized to be dormant Anunnaki DNA, intentionally deactivated by Enki, the Sumerian god of wisdom and creation. If this DNA were exposed to its native nourishment from Nibiru, it is believed that its dormant potential would awaken, overcoming artificial restrictions. This activation could elevate humans to the same level as the Anunnaki, as the genetic blueprint of both species is essentially identical. In this context, immortality is not merely a mystical concept, but a biological reality linked to the awakening of dormant genetic potential. The quests of Gilgamesh and Alexander symbolize humanity's enduring desire to unlock this potential and reclaim the divine legacy hidden within. Prepare to embark on an extraordinary journey as we unravel the enigmatic depths of the waters of life and the timeless symbol of the tree of life. Join us in an upcoming episode where we'll delve into these profound mysteries as they appear across all kinds of literature, exploring each thread separately and in stunning detail. Don't miss it. Enlil and Enki faced a grave dilemma. King Anu's command could not be defied, yet sending Adapa to Nibiru risked unforeseen consequences. Together with their sister Ninmah, they deliberated and ultimately resolved to comply with the king's orders. Aware of the dangers of space travel for an Earthling, they decided Adapa would not journey alone. To ensure his safety and composure, they chose young Annunaki, Ningishzida, later known as Thoth, and Dumuzi, later called Tammuz, to accompany him. Enki devised a plan to prevent Adapa from unintentionally gaining immortality. Summoning Adapa to his chamber, Enki addressed him solemnly. "Adapa," he said, "our king has decreed that you shall travel to our home planet, Nibiru. There you will stand before him, bow deeply, and speak only when addressed. You will be offered an elixir to drink. Do not drink it, for it is death. You will be given bread to eat. Do not eat it, for it is death. When asked why, say, 'My master has told me so.'" Through this deception, Enki ensured Adapa forfeited his chance at immortality. Later, Enki swore an oath to Anu, Enlil, and Ninmah. Humanity would fulfill its purpose as servants of the Anunnaki, but never would they attain immortality or equality with their creators. Enki summoned his two youngest sons, Ningish-Zida and Dumuzi, both born on Earth, to prepare them for their first journey to Nibiru. Addressing them with fatherly wisdom, he said, "You shall accompany Adapa to Nibiru. There you will bow before my father, your grandfather King Anu, and pay him the respect he is due. You will encounter princes and noblemen of great stature. Do not be overwhelmed. Remember, you are their equals." Before their departure, Enki took Ningish-Zida aside discreetly. Handing him a small tablet, or what may have been an advanced data storage device akin to a pen drive, he instructed, "My wise son, deliver this to the king in secret." The contents of this tablet remain a mystery, though it likely contained vital information Enki wanted to communicate directly to Anu. Enki kissed both sons on the forehead, blessing them with safety, and bid them farewell with a heavy heart. Thus, Adapa, the first earthling and created human slave, ventured into the unknown depths of space aboard an Annunaki vessel, accompanied by Ningish-Zida and Dumuzi. These accounts imply that with the Annunnaki's advanced spaceship technology, a journey to Nibiru could be completed within a few months of human time, a testament to their superior knowledge. Ningish-Zida and Dumuzi were prepared for their journey, dressed as Ajiki astronauts, complete with eagle helmets that symbolized their celestial traveler's status. Adapa, in contrast, underwent a significant transformation. His untamed hair was shaved completely, leaving him bald, and he was dressed in tight-fitting vestments suitable for space travel. This ritualistic shaving of the head before encountering divinity or embarking on a sacred journey is echoed in the customs of Hindus and Muslims, who shave their heads as an act of purification before worship. King Anu's vizier, Ilabrat, arrived from Nibiru to escort Adapa and his companions aboard the spacecraft. As the ship began its ascent, Adapa, overwhelmed by fear and wonder, cried out, "How can an eagle without wings fly? Let me go back." His panic was swiftly subdued by Ningish-Zida, who restrained him by holding his neck, calming him as they ventured into the vastness of space. Upon their arrival on Nibiru, a massive crowd gathered, eager to see Enki's sons, Ningish-Zida and Dumuzi, who were born on Earth. But the true spectacle was Adapa, the first earthling to set foot on Nibiru. To the people of Nibiru, he was a marvel, a creature from Earth, yet bearing intelligence and form unfamiliar yet fascinating to their eyes. The gathered crowd erupted in excitement, exclaiming, "A being from another world has arrived." The anticipation was palpable as Adapa, Ningish-Zida, and Dumuzi were escorted to the throne room of King Anu, also known as Brahma. The two princes knelt before their grandfather, offering their respect. Anu stepped forward, his demeanor softening as he embraced and kissed his grandsons warmly. Silence fell as Vizier Ilabret formally presented Adapa. Anu scrutinized the earthling with curiosity, his gaze intense yet intrigued. Breaking the silence, he asked, "Does he understand our language?" Ilabret replied confidently, "Indeed he does. Lord Enki has taught him well." Anu's expression turned commanding as he addressed Adapa directly. "Come hither. What is your name and occupation?" Adapa, trembling slightly, bowed deeply and replied, "My name is Adapa. I am a servant of Lord Enki." The hall buzzed with astonishment. The gathered Anunnaki exchanged amazed whispers, marveling. "It speaks! It speaks!" Anu was deeply impressed. "This is a wonder of wonders," he declared, "a testament to what has been achieved on Earth. Let there be celebrations. We shall proceed to the banquet room." With that, the mood shifted to one of festivity, marking the extraordinary moment in history. The assembled Annunaki and guests moved to the grand banquet room, where King Anu graciously led them to the banquet table. He gestured for all to partake in his hospitality, a gesture of respect and celebration. For Adapa, a table laden with bread was placed before him. Yet, to the astonishment of those present, Adapa did not eat. Soon after, a table offering an elixir was presented to him. Once again, Adapa refrained from partaking. King Anu, puzzled and visibly disappointed, asked Adapa directly, "Why do you refuse to eat or drink? Why do you dishonor my hospitality?" Adapa bowed respectfully and replied, "My master, Lord Enki, commanded me not to eat or drink." This response deepened Anu's curiosity. Why would Enki send such an ill-mannered guest to Nibiru? Turning to elaborate, Anu sought answers, but the vizier was as perplexed as his king. Then Anu inquired of Ningish Siddha, who stepped forward and revealed the secret tablet or device his father, Enki, had entrusted to him. With a knowing look, Anu took the tablet and retired with Ningish Siddha to his private chambers, eager to uncover the mystery behind Enki's instructions and Adapa's peculiar behavior. In the private chamber of King Anu, the seal of the tablet handed over by Ningish Siddha was broken, and the device, referred to in Sumerian tablets as a mi, resembling advanced data storage like a disk or pen drive, was inserted into a scanner. The encoded message from Enki began to play, revealing a shocking truth. Enki confessed that Adapa and Titi were born from his own seed through copulation with earthling females. He explained that Adapa must not partake of Nibiru's bread and elixir, which grant the Anunnaki their extended lifespans. Adapa was to remain mortal, bound to his role of serving the Anunnaki on Earth through farming and shepherding, ensuring their sustenance and comfort. King Anu was struck by the gravity of this revelation and summoned his vizier, Ilabrat, for counsel. Anu asked what rules could apply in such an unprecedented situation, as interplanetary cohabitation had no defined guidelines. Ilabrat, considering the potential consequences, advised immediate containment of the matter. If damage has been done, he said, it must be limited at once. Following this advice, Anu decided to send Adapa back to Earth. Before doing so, he questioned Ningish Siddha about Adapa's origins. Bowing his head, Ningish Siddha revealed that he had tested Adapa's DNA and confirmed it matched Enki's. Hearing this, Anu decreed that Ningish Siddha should return to Earth with Adapa and assume the role of humanity's teacher. This order bound Ningish Siddha to Earth, shaping his destiny. Ningish Siddha, later revered as Thoth, did not return to Nibiru. Instead, he remained on Earth, guiding humanity in knowledge and technology. Over time, his influence expanded, eventually leading to his association with other celestial realms, including claims of his connection to another planet. Thus, the legacy of Adapa's journey intertwined the destinies of mortals and gods alike. When Ningish Siddha and Adapa returned to Earth, the Anunnaki elders eagerly awaited what had transpired on Nibiru. Ningish Siddha recounted the entire sequence of events to Enki, who was overjoyed by the outcome and exclaimed, "Everything went according to my plan." Yet Enki could not help but wonder why his younger son, Dumuzi, had been made to stay back on Nibiru. Soon, Enlil and Ninmah arrived, equally curious about the events on Nibiru. Sensing the certainty of the truth, Enki revealed the entire story. He confessed that Adapa and Titi were born from his seed through cohabitation with earthling females, a deliberate act to create beings capable of serving and sustaining the Anunnaki on Earth through farming and shepherding. Upon hearing this revelation, Enlil's reaction was one of fury. He shot back angrily, "Do you have any idea what you have done? The lot is cast and destiny is overtaken by fate." His words carried the weight of foreboding, as if Enki's actions had set in motion events beyond their control. Ninmah, though calmer, expressed her disappointment, recognizing the gravity of what had been done. The divide among the siblings deepened, marking a pivotal moment in Anunnaki and human history. The younger Anunnaki members developed a fondness for the twins born to Adapa and Titi. While Ningish Siddha continued tutoring Adapa, Enki and Enlil decided that the twins should be raised under the guidance of their respective sons. The firstborn twin, Ka'in, whose name means he who in the field food grows, was entrusted to Ninorta, the eldest son of Enlil. Ninurta began teaching Kayan the principles of farming and cultivating the land. The younger twin, Abael, meaning he of watered meadows, was entrusted to Marduk, Enki's eldest son. Under Marduk's guidance, Abael was trained in animal husbandry, learning to care for and breed livestock. As they nurtured and taught the twins, the Annunaki awaited the return of Dumuzi from Nibiru. Dumuzi carried with him the precious grains and seeds of sheep, vital for advancing Earth's farming and shepherding practices. When Dumuzi returned to Earth, he carried a cargo of immense significance: grains, seeds, and animals not native to Earth but originating from Nibiru. Among the cargo were grains from the Poaceae family, including rice and wheat, along with a variety of pulse seeds. However, the most extraordinary part of his cargo was the sheep and its seeds, an animal that had never existed on Earth before this moment. Enki himself documented the significance of these introductions in his records, stating, "There was never a she-goat on Earth, never was wool harvested, and never did a lamb walk this planet before this." These vital resources were brought from Nibiru to sustain the Annunaki on Earth. Ninurta, the son of Enlil, taught Kayan the art of sowing seeds, cultivating the land, and ensuring proper irrigation of the fields. Meanwhile, Marduk, Enki's eldest son, instructed Abael in constructing stalls and the practices of shepherding. Under their guidance, the twins became proficient in farming and animal husbandry, ensuring the survival and comfort of the Annunaki on Earth. The grains and animals introduced from Nibiru became the cornerstone of human agriculture and sustenance. Later Vedic texts suggest that other animals, including the cow and numerous plant species, also originated from beyond Earth, echoing Enki's records. These gifts became integral to humanity's evolution, blending the knowledge and resources of two worlds. Dumuzi, later known as Tammuz in Sumerian times, was the pivotal figure who brought the seeds of sheep from Nibiru to Earth. Renowned for his gentle and loving nature, Dumuzi avoided the political intrigues of the Annunaki and instead devoted himself to nurturing life. Entrusted with the task of multiplying sheep, he worked diligently in the House of Fashioning, a research and development center located in the Cedar Mountains of Lebanon. Dumuzi's efforts earned him the title God of Sheep, as he ensured the multiplication and care of this vital species. The sheep provided a critical source of protein, essential for the Annunaki diet, ensuring their sustenance on Earth. Dumuzi's role extended beyond his contributions to agriculture and animal husbandry. He became the lover and fiancé of Inanna Ishtar, a powerful and influential goddess. Tragedy struck when Dumuzi accidentally died in a sheep pen. However, Inanna Ishtar's profound love for him led to his resurrection, a narrative that parallels the later themes of resurrection in Christianity, where Dumuzi is seen as a precursor to such divine transformations. His legacy, both as a nurturer and a symbol of rebirth, remains etched in the mythologies of ancient civilizations. As the years passed, Earth witnessed its first successful harvest of crops and the multiplication of sheep. The Annunaki, alongside their human workers, celebrated the fruits of their collective labor. Enlil declared a time of joy and thanksgiving. During the festivities, Ninurta instructed Kayan to present the harvested crops at the feet of Enlil and Enki, while Marduk directed Abael to offer freshly prepared meat and wool from the sheep. Both Enki and Enlil blessed Abael and Kayan for their contributions, but Kayan noticed Enki's blessing was more heartfelt toward Abael. Kayan grew resentful, feeling overshadowed. He argued with Abael, saying, "It is because I dig canals, sow seeds, and water the fields that Annunaki can eat." Abael retorted, "Without my sheep, they would lack meat for strength and wool for clothing." Tensions escalated further during a dry summer when Abael drove his sheep to drink from the ditches of Kayan's fields. Angered, Kayan confronted Abael and demanded he remove his flock. Their argument turned into a physical fight. In a fit of rage, Kayan struck Abael with a rock, repeatedly hitting his brother's head. Abael fell to the ground, bleeding profusely, and succumbed to his injuries. A moment of anger had led to tragedy. A brother had killed his brother, leaving the Annunaki and their human followers to grapple with the devastating consequences of the first act of fratricide. Adapa and Titi were heartbroken by the loss of their son Abael. Grieving and distressed, they approached Enki and recounted the tragic events. Upon hearing of the fratricide, Enki was consumed with anger and sorrow. He decreed that Cain must stand trial for the murder of his brother, setting a precedent for justice among humanity. As for Abael's lifeless body, Enki proclaimed it must be buried according to Annunaki customs beneath a stone pile in a solemn grave. For the first time, humanity was taught the sacred rites of burial, signifying respect for the dead. Enki instructed Adapa and Titi to mourn for 30 days and 30 nights, marking the beginning of rituals for honoring the deceased. This moment became a defining lesson for humanity, introducing them to the concepts of justice, burial, and mourning, a somber legacy of the tragedy that had unfolded. Marduk, as Abael's caretaker, was consumed with rage over his death and demanded a death sentence for Cain, believing only life for a life would bring justice. Ninurta, Cain's caretaker, vehemently opposed this, advocating for a fair trial by judges to determine Cain's fate. The escalating conflict between the two threatened to spiral out of control. Before matters worsened, Enki took Marduk aside for a private conversation. In his chamber, Enki revealed a closely guarded truth. Adapa and Titi were born of his seed, making Cain and Abael, in essence, Marduk's cousins. Enki implored Marduk, saying, "You cannot seek the death of your own kin." Marduk burst into laughter, replying, "Father, your reputation for mischief precedes you, but now I see it firsthand." Reluctantly, Marduk agreed to spare Cain's life, but insisted on banishment as punishment. Enki announced Cain's sentence, banishment to the east, condemned to wander for his crime. He decreed, "I shall have Ningish Siddha alter his essence, DNA, so that his mark of guilt may be recognized wherever he goes." Cain's altered features made it impossible for him to grow a beard, setting him apart. He was exiled to the lands now known as South America. This tale offers an explanation for the minimal facial hair among some Mesoamerican populations, like Mayans and Aztecs, linking their traits to the legendary Cain and his banishment. The Annunnaki's decisions and interventions once again left a profound mark on humanity's early development. After the tragic events surrounding Abael and Cain, the Anunnaki deliberated on how humanity's work could continue. They concluded that Adapa and Titi must bear more children to sustain the efforts of farming and shepherding. Over time, Adapa and Titi had 30 sons and 30 daughters, who became the tillers of the land and shepherds, dutifully serving the Anunnaki. Among their descendants, a remarkable boy named Enki was born. His name, meaning master of humanity, foretold his pivotal role in human history. Recognizing his potential, Adapa personally taught Enki the arts of writing and mathematics, as well as the knowledge of the Anunnaki and their distant home, Nibiru. Enki became a figure of great importance, bridging the knowledge gap between humans and their creators. Enki's wisdom and capabilities earned him the distinction of becoming the second human astronaut, following Adapa's journey. He ventured into space alongside the sons of Enlil, strengthening the connection between humans and the Anunnaki. During Enki's time, humans began worshipping the Anunnaki as lords, and formalized rituals emerged to honor them. Enki, as the first priest of humanity, played a crucial role in guiding this devotion, solidifying the relationship between the Anunnaki and their human creations. Among Enki's descendants was a remarkable boy named Enkime, whose name meant understanding of the annals. Enkime possessed an extraordinary intellect, a sharp mind for numbers, and an insatiable curiosity about the heavens. Recognizing his potential, Enki grew fond of him and chose him as a pupil, teaching him secrets far beyond what had been revealed to Adapa. Enki imparted profound knowledge about the celestial realms. He explained the workings of the sun and the 12 planets, a count that extends beyond the commonly known 9, including Maldek, the destroyed planet now forming the asteroid belt, and 2 mysterious planets yet to be identified. Enki also taught Enkim how to measure time through the lunar cycles and revealed the 12 signs of the zodiac. Enki explained that these zodiac signs were assigned by the Anunnaki, each representing one of the 12 great Annunaki deities stationed across the celestial heavens. This sacred wisdom, passed down by Enki, laid the foundation for humanity's understanding of astrology. Even today, echoes of this knowledge persist in the ancient texts of Vedic astrology or Jyotisha found in Hindu literature, where celestial alignments and zodiac signs continue to honor the traditions first established by Enki and his teachings to Enkim. Enkimi's passion for the heavens and unparalleled intellect caught the attention of the Anunnaki, particularly Marduk, the eldest son of Enki. Impressed by Enkimi's grasp of celestial science, Marduk took him to Sipar, the Anunnaki's primary spaceport on Earth. From there, Enkimi embarked on an extraordinary journey as the first human to set foot on the moon. On the moon, Marduk imparted to Enkimi the advanced knowledge he had inherited from Enki, sharing secrets of astronomy, navigation, and the mysteries of the cosmos. The Anunnaki, showing no prejudice, saw Enkimi as a worthy recipient of their knowledge. Enkimi's second journey was even more monumental. Marduk took him to Mars, where the stationed Anunnaki astronauts, the Igigi, warmly received him. They regarded Enkimi as the first knowledgeable human, a bridge between the Anunnaki and humanity. Upon his return to Earth, Enkimi documented his incredible experiences and the vast knowledge he had acquired in numerous volumes. These writings were entrusted to his son, Metushal, ensuring their preservation for future generations. Enkimi's writings and teachings became a treasure trove of wisdom for humanity. It is recorded in the Sumerian tablets that Enkimi later ventured into space once more, dedicating the rest of his life to the study of the heavens. He never returned to Earth, choosing instead to spend his final days among the stars. This pivotal era, approximately 75,600 years ago, marks humanity's first ventures into space, a truth obscured by modern narratives and awaiting rediscovery by those seeking the hidden threads of history. During this epoch, Marduk, the eldest son of Enki, took an earthling woman named Sarpanit as his wife. This union was unprecedented and set a course for significant upheaval. Marduk, then the commander-in-chief of the Igigi astronauts stationed on Mars, inspired his subordinates to follow his example. The earthling women, or Adapite females, had become extraordinarily beautiful, sparking the interest of the Anunnaki on both Earth and Mars. The reasons for this increased allure were said to lie in subtle genetic modifications introduced by the Anunnaki themselves. Following Marduk's lead, 200 Igigi astronauts abandoned their posts on Mars and descended to Earth. They each took an earthling woman as their wife. This mass cohabitation incited outrage among the Anunnaki elders, particularly Enlil, who exclaimed, "This evil fornication began with Enki, was followed by his son Marduk, and now the Igigi have perpetuated it. By our own hands, we have defiled this planet Earth." This event marked a pivotal catastrophe, for the children born from these unions were extraordinary beings, later termed titans, giants, or the children of the rocket ships in ancient texts. These offspring, possessing remarkable size and strength, became the subject of awe and fear. The Igigi, who forsook their celestial duties, were thereafter referred to as the fallen angels, a term signifying their descent from grace and cohabitation with humanity. Their actions irrevocably altered Earth's history, blurring the lines between gods and men and setting the stage for future conflicts. Enkimi, the Sumerian figure, is recognized as Enoch from Genesis 5:18-24 in the Bible. Enoch's son, Lamech, later called Lamech in Genesis 5 verse 32, was married to an extraordinarily beautiful woman named Batanash. Her striking beauty caught the attention of Enki, who referred to her as a woman of outstanding beauty. While Lamech was away working, Enki secretly approached Batanash and cohabited with her. From this union, a unique child was born. The baby had pale white skin, striking blue eyes, and a radiant presence that lit up any room. His appearance was unlike any other human on Earth, causing Lamech to question his paternity. Distraught, Lamech brought his concerns to his father, Enoch. Enoch, Enkimi, knowing the true lineage of the child, reassured his son. He framed the event as a divine sign, stating that the child represented a blessing from the gods and heralded a prosperous era for Earth and humanity. Trusting his father's wisdom, Lumak accepted the child as his own. The child was named Ziusudra in Sumerian accounts and later became known as Noah in the Bible. Noah's unique appearance marked the emergence of a distinct lineage, symbolizing a new chapter in human history. He is considered the first human with white European-like features, standing apart in his generation. This extraordinary story connects ancient Sumerian texts with the biblical narrative, weaving a tale of divine intervention and the mingling of celestial and earthly bloodlines. Enki's relationship with humanity was nothing short of profound. While others in the Annunaki hierarchy saw their creation as a mere experiment, an afterthought, Enki viewed them as his greatest legacy, a living testament to his unwavering belief in potential, love, and sacrifice. Though the Anunnaki struggled for millennia to create a truly intelligent being, their attempts were failures, each one more discouraging than the last. Only when Enki and his sister Ninmah took the radical step of using their own lives, risking their very beings, did they create humanity. It was a gamble that spoke to the depth of their devotion, a devotion that Enki alone could see, even as others dismissed it. The creation of humanity was not born of cold logic or detached science. It was a deeply personal sacrifice. Enki, despite the derision he faced from his kin, persisted in the belief that humanity was destined for greatness. He never saw them as flawed or inferior, but as beings capable of beauty, wisdom, and understanding. He was their creator, their protector, their eternal champion. Enki's faith in humanity was beyond the ordinary. Like a parent who sees greatness in a child that others cannot fathom, he saw in humanity a potential that was clear to him alone. Even in the face of defeat, Enki never faltered. His sacrifices were often unspeakable, his victories often fleeting. Yet he bore each one with patience, believing in the ultimate promise of the species he had created. Time and again, when humanity teetered on the brink of annihilation, whether at the hands of the Anunnaki elite or from the forces of nature, Enki intervened, ensuring their survival, guiding them when hope seemed lost. His love for them was not conditional, nor was his faith in them. But Enki also understood the delicate balance of life. He knew that his creation would only exist as long as he willed it, and when that time came, humanity's fate would be sealed. His bond with them would transcend the ages. Humanity would serve him, and endure only until he decided, not a day more.